Hello, everyone. This is Robbins. I am here to take you behind the scenes of something pretty unique, the opportunity to become a guest speaker on cruise ships, sharing your expertise in exchange for sailing the world. Now, I've spent more than 14 years as a professional in the cruise industry, sailing over 2,000 days at sea and delivering more than 500 presentations. Along the way, I have worn a lot of hats: destination speaker, director of enrichment programming, as well as cruise director. While the titles may have often changed, one duty always remained: to offer compelling, memorable talks. Cruise lines invite experts from all kinds of fields to come on board and enhance the guest experience, especially during longer voyages where they have lots of sea days. Now, while almost all cruise speaker gigs are unpaid, the value lies in the experience itself. Traveling to amazing places, honing your speaking skills, and connecting with new audiences. You're not walking away with a paycheck, but what you'll gain is priceless: new destinations, exposure to diverse crowds, and a huge credibility boost as a speaker. The demand for speakers is growing rapidly, but the industry is also raising the bar. Cruise lines are looking for presenters who can educate and entertain. The cruise industry is like this tight knit little secret society, and getting your foot in the door can be tricky. But once you're in, the opportunities are there. And I am here to show you exactly how to stand out. Currently, spots for speakers are highly coveted, meaning there are far more qualified speakers than there are opportunities. Cruise lines don't lack applicants, they're inundated actually. But what they do lack is time. With packed schedules and high expectations from guests, they simply don't have the bandwidth to vet every potential speaker. And usually, they just take the path of least resistance. That's where we come in. By joining our program, cruise lines know they're getting polished professional speakers who are fully prepped. This simplifies their process and gives you, as the speaker, a major advantage. We will position you to be far more than just another applicant. You will be a trusted expert ready to step on board. Cruise ships of all sizes bring speakers on board all year round. And if you're a good fit and offered a spot, you will know the exact ship, sail date, and itinerary before ever committing. In exchange for your presentations, here is what you can expect: an ocean view stateroom, not a cramped inside cabin, always an ocean view stateroom. That's the standard. You'll get full access to meals, entertainment, and ship amenities. And during port days, you're free to explore like any other guest, with the possibility of even joining shore excursions as a tour escort. On sea days, this is when you'll usually deliver one talk, but the rest of the time, you're free to enjoy the cruise just as a guest. For me, the destinations are the crown jewel. From iconic cities to hidden gems, you will get to experience some of the most fascinating places in the world. Here's the best part: cruise speakers are typically needed on more unique itineraries. It's far more likely you'll find yourself in the Azores, a stunning Portuguese archipelago, than a typical Caribbean cruise. In my time on board, I have been to over 100 countries on all 7 continents. Now for the expectations from you, or as I like to put it, how to get invited back. So, sea days, that means the days that the ship is sailing and not in port, equal packed theaters. On sea days, guests are looking for things to do, and theaters fill up fast, even in the middle of the afternoon. I get this a lot where people are so surprised that cruise guests want to go and sit inside of a theater when they could be lounging by the pool. But cruises attract all sorts of people. So even on a busy sea day, you are rarely a sideshow. You are the main event. And here is what cruise lines expect from you: to deliver polished, high quality, and entertaining 30 to 40-minute talks, to be flexible because schedules can shift once you're on board. They like you to participate in Q&A sessions. This is really just an extension of your talk. You would invite the guests who want to speak with you directly to meet you outside of the venue. This also helps the crew so that the guests get out of the venue and they can actually set it up for the next event, which is probably happening 10 minutes later. And it also gives you an incredible opportunity to actually connect with the guests. Now, this is usually optional. Most cruise lines are not going to ask you to do it, but it definitely raises the bar for what you're delivering. The next is staying professional, both on and off the stage. And we get way more into the specifics of that in our certification process. Come prepared with polished talks and an understanding of the ship protocols. This is where we will come in and make sure that you're ready for that. And to be reliable. When you make their lives easier, you are more likely to get glowing recommendations from the crew on board, which goes directly shoreside to the people that would actually be booking you again. So, the only thing I can think of that you might be asked to do, and this is pretty common, is to host a table at dinner. This is also another great chance to engage with the guests. Cruise ship theaters are impressive. State of the art venues with high def technology, and on the medium to larger size ships, we're talking seating for 6 to 900 people. And here's where it gets exciting. The audiences are eager and grateful to learn from you. These opportunities add instant credibility as a speaker. You are an expert the moment that you step on that stage. Here is where the theaters are going. Now, this is on the new Princess cruise ship. And it's a round theater. I have had the opportunity, not on this particular stage, but on a similar stage on another cruise line. And I can tell you, I love being the center of attention. Uh, it's epic. And so on the larger ships, you're going to, of course, get larger venues. When you're thinking, oh, I hate the thought of a big cruise ship, be thinking of why you're doing this. Now, the more intimate ships definitely have their advantages in terms of your actual cruise experience, but for your professional experience on board, be looking at taking possibly the opportunities to be on one of those mega ships. The stage is like none other. And just as an example, this is on a much smaller cruise ship. So this is only going to seat maybe 200 people, but still you can see that it is beautifully designed and quite different than being in, say, a typical auditorium. This tech team is responsible for putting on major productions each and every cruise. And so managing a speaker that's coming on with no special effects is a walk in the park for them. You can even record your talks either for free with the onboard tech team or filmed with a paid videographer. If you deliver 4 talks, wear 4 different outfits, you can see how you leave with plenty of content for your demo reel. One of the lesser talked about perks is the opportunity to connect with like minded individuals, both on and off the stage. You are going to meet fascinating people from fellow speakers to crew members, even influential guests. These connections often lead to unexpected opportunities, whether it's future speaking engagements, partnerships, or simply friendships that span the globe. And the relationships that you can build here have a ripple effect far beyond the ship. The key to being a successful cruise speaker is curating a program that's both educational and entertaining. Cruise audiences are diverse, with guests seeking talks that inform, they inspire, and captivate their imagination. Now, here is how you can develop a winning program. First of all, break it down. If you already have a signature talk, consider how it can be divided into 3 or 4 shorter, standalone sessions that still flow together as a series. You can focus on storytelling. Audiences love personal stories. Just make sure that you're not being boastful or having it read like a bio. Think about how your expertise can be translated into engaging, narrative driven content. Cruise audiences love learning, but they want to be entertained. Use visuals, humor, even interactive elements to keep your talks dynamic. And a special tip is whenever possible, tailor it to the itinerary. I don't want you to spend a lot of time like prepping for different destinations, but perhaps you have a region in particular that you would like to visit. Take the time to kind of build out a program so you're ready to go with that area. And you might know months in advance where your itinerary is going to be. And so then you could look at it and pick and choose and go, ooh, yeah, I'm really interested in that part of their culture or their history. And if you can pull together some talks based on that, it's great. Now, the reason why I mention it here is because it will help if you can put anything that looks like you are destination specific. So I'll give you an example. If you want to do a talk on Roman history and you put that down, the cruise industry sees that and assumes not only are you an expert on Roman history, even though you might just be interested in it, but you probably are qualified to deliver history talks anywhere in the world. Of course, it's not always smooth sailing out at sea, and here are a few things to keep in mind. You will need to coordinate with the tech team and handle some basic logistics, just like on land. You will need to have an on duty presence about you pretty much all the time. So while you're not crew, you still are considered a guest expert. So networking and being visible are unfortunately or fortunately all part of the job. Now, let's talk about unexpected fees. Your cruise, taxes, port fees are all covered for you and a guest, but only your airfare is included. So you will need to cover the airfare for a companion if you choose to bring one along. Another thing to consider is your time commitment. So cruises are typically a minimum of 7 days plus your travel days on either side, and longer itineraries are quite common. Also, schedules on board can change unexpectedly, so being adaptable is essential. While this may sound like a lot, the rewards far outweigh the challenges. I mean, would you rather sit in rush hour traffic or watch a quiet sunset at sea? If I haven't run you off and you feel you are a good fit, here is how to move forward. Number one, let us know that you would like to stay informed of future developments in the cruise speaker program. Number two, start brainstorming 4 to 5 talk topics that are both informative and entertaining. This really is where you can go off script. One fascinating story could be an entire talk. And number three, once the program launches, all speakers will complete a short training to become a certified cruise speaker, ready to step on board when the opportunity arises. I hope that today's session gave you a good overview of what it means to be a cruise speaker. During the certification process, we will dive much deeper into everything I've covered today and a lot more. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to guide you on this exciting new journey.